There's no lines out here on the water like there are when you're driving a car down the road, and obviously everybody knows boats don't have brakes.
Alcohol is the biggest factor in boating deaths, so officers are out this weekend to enforce drinking laws on the water. 27 First News reporter James Santelli got a ride along with police as they did their search. Now he's joining me live in the studio, and James, I'm sure it was probably a pretty interesting ride.
Yeah, it was certainly, and not a busy day on the water today with some of that wet weather we've been having, but it's expected to be one of the busiest boating weekends of the year next weekend, with 4th of July coming up on Saturday. So just before that, officers across the country are taking part in Operation Dry Water. It's a campaign to teach people just how dangerous it can be to drink and drive on a boat.
There's plenty that can go wrong out here. You could get in an accident, you could cause an accident, somebody could get seriously injured, and we just want you to go home safe.
Officers with the Ohio Department of Natural Resources took us out on one of their boats today. They showed us how they patrol the lakes where people are out boating, and one of the things they look for is people drinking alcohol, which is illegal on the waters of Lake Milton State Park.
Some individuals will have it openly, and they'll be consuming it openly on the boat. They'll have the beer cans in the cup holders, and some people will try to hide it.
And officials say this Operation Dry Water campaign has actually reduced boating under the influence. They say since it began in 2009, alcohol has dropped as a factor in boating deaths from 19% to 16%.
And it's a lot of the same factors as a motor vehicle, but they can be magnified out on the water just from the stressors of being out here, from the wind and waves, and plus the boats moving and rocking around.
The laws for boating under the influence are similar to driving under the influence. If your blood alcohol content is 0.08 or above and you're driving a boat, officers could arrest you.
Basically, we just want you to know that alcohol and boating don't mix, and we always would recommend that everybody wear a life jacket on the boat when they're out boating.
Now, there are certainly penalties for boating under the influence. Officers who catch you, well, they can impound your boat, take your boating license. They can even revoke your driver's license, and they'll be certainly enforcing those laws heading into the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, and you know, like you were mentioning, this next upcoming weekend, if the weather holds out, it's going to be a pretty busy weekend for boaters.
Oh, they expect that if it's nice weather, it will be the biggest boating weekend out on the waters all across Ohio. So certainly they'll be out in full force.